we're back, YouTube. An exclusive. No more donation lists from Extra Life. Thank you all for those that have participated and donated for there. But we're back to something maybe a little more on point. Something that you all like. And I hope you enjoy this rendition of it. Blue Black Mill. An extremely fast turbo mill. Exactly as we said, this is going to be a turbo mill list. Now, this isn't a list that I've obtained from anywhere. No, it is simply a list that I've decided to mash together. So without practice, without really considering what I've probably damaged here, let's go over what we have. Typical list with 8 crabs. We have hedron crabs and ruin crabs. This in itself is extremely fast. We have maddening as well. So maddening's in here to mill 8. Don't need to target as well. Everything looking fairly normal here. We have mesmeric orb as well. Now there's usually interaction for mill, and in this case it's not fatal push. That would be down here with the surgicals. It's drown the lock. Simple, right? Here's where things go a little bit different. Sometimes you have crypt incursion main board. Sometimes you have collective brutality. Something else that's a little more interactive. This time it's Glimpse the Unthinkable. So we have Glimpse the Unthinkable, Ruin Crab, Hedron Crab, Maddening. We even have 2 Ashiok's main board and archive traps with a Trap Maker's Snare. Trap Maker's Snare, if you're not familiar with that, lets you go find a, perhaps archive trap, but it lets you find a trap card. In this case, you could find Archive Trap or Ravenous Trap, and then put it in your hand. Obviously, if you're trapping, you're probably playing it immediately. Sideboard is missing Luris. We have Ensnaring Bridge. We have Crypt Incursion. We have Ravenous Trap. We have a few of those Fatal Pushes in the side here. I'm going to try them out of the side and see when we need them, when we don't. Added an extra Echoing Truth, which is usually a 1-of, maybe a 2-of at times. And there's a few counter spells and a Set Adrift. The main piece here, though, is hopefully we won't have to sideboard too much. And we're looking at Glimpsing, Maddening, Crab, and Crab them. And take them to 0 cards. This is Turbo Mill, as fast as I think I could make it. There's probably a few more all-in strategies with Fraying Sanity and maybe some of the tutelage type of packages. That's not exactly what we'll do here. 8 crabs, Turbo Mill. We'll see you in the matches. Here we are, about to play match 1 of Blue Black Mill, a Turbo Mill version here in Modern. Alright, so some may have noticed that we didn't have anything main board for that removal, and we'll see if that ends up punishing us here. We do have it in the sideboard, trying to go for more mill and less interaction if we can. We'll see if it pays off for us. We've got our opening hand. Looks pretty decent to me. Let's go ahead and play some Magic. Let's go ahead and keep. And see what we've got here. So we've got a snow-covered mountain here. Could be in numerous things. Let's go ahead and I think I'm not going to actually put Crab out immediately since I have the fetch land. I want my opponent to do something here, interact with us in some fashion. Frostwalk Bastion, so this might be Skred. Alright, we'll put Crab down. Polluted Delta, and just pass the turn here. If I see something interesting, I'll steal it. There's a Skred. I mean, they could Skred this now, so I'm not going to go ahead and take that. Hopefully no Blood Moons. 2 mana Abrade. Stomp. Alright, let's go get a little bit of blue mana here. Need to avoid a Blood Moon. Lightning Bolt and a Chandra. Well, I can wait here. Could probably just wait a while and not worry about anything too bad here. Uh-oh. Okay, they just play Bone Crusher Giant. That's fine. That's fine. Alright, there's a Glimpse the Unthinkable. So we have 45 cards to get through. I'm wondering if I should get a basic here and then just like basic swamp surgical something and archive trap them. Set myself up for then an additional 18 plus the 13. That makes it, what is that? 31 cards. I can Drown the Lock this next turn. Kind of like that option. This gets me black mana. Makes it so it's cheaper. I probably just steal this, honestly, this Chandra. Hold on. Let's Archive Trap first. Let's see what else we can hit. Archive Trap first here just to get more information. So we do have Blood Moons. We have Koth of the Hammer. We have Eternal Scourges. More Bone Crusher Giants. I have my basics, so Blood Moon's not that scary. To me, it's probably the Chandra. We can probably do this in the draw phase as well. Because Chandra landing here is just really kind of difficult for us to deal with. So let's take Chandra to see what we're working against. Ah, there was a Chandra. Oh, shoot. There's a Koth, though, too. I don't know if I would have preferred Chandra or Koth. I guess Koth maybe doesn't quite kill me as fast. Grab the screenshot here. We can like Mesmeric Orb and then like Maddening Glimpse, or we kill the Bone Crusher Giant or something. Alright, and what do we have to fear over here? We have a Batterskull I'm not worried about. Some more Bone Crushers, more Koth. They have a lot of Koth and some Pia Kirin. Alright. We'll manage here. They did hit their land. They play that land. They play Koth. Hits us for 8. It's a lot. Wonder if I can take an additional 8 here. They have a Lightning Bolt in hand. There's another Archive Trap. That's not happening. We have 30 cards to get through. If I take an additional 8, 9, 10, 11 with the bolt that they had in hand, so we can't do that. So we actually have to interact here with the Drown the Lock. So they had the Chandra and the Koth. Chandra probably buys us a little more time because it's going up, where the Koth was a little quicker. I kind of assumed they only had 1 or 2 Koths, though. Maybe that was a bad assumption. Bolts me and untaps this. We'll kill the Bone Crusher Giant. We're still going to 2 here. They have a Scred and a Scourge in their hand. We have to get through 29 cards. That's just not happening, is it? There's another Surgical. So we do 10, 19. Alright. Scred, huh? Scred with Blood Moon main deck. So this is what we've got to beat here. Match 1. Alright. So, Aether Gust seems good. Fatal Pushes are probably alright. Bridges are pretty decent in this matchup. Crypt Incursion's okay. My opponent doesn't search a lot, so he probably can trim some Archive Traps. I'll trim 1 Surgical here. Probably the Trapmaker Snare can go. Do I need these Ashioks? Maybe not. Definitely with the Drown the Locks, being able to interact with some of my opponent's bigger things is good. They do have to tap down stuff, so Orb feels okay. I feel like maybe it's just 1 more Surgical and try to win from behind the bridge here with a little bit of interaction and a little bit of life gain. We'll go for that. We got to be careful of Blood Moon. They can kill a lot of our crabs. We'll see if that plays a factor here. We have a lot of things that target them. I guess they played Relics. Maybe Visions isn't as good. Vision's just as a cantrip, though. It's probably not maybe the worst. Alright, let's go. Let's play first. Alright, we have our basics. I think we can go ahead and keep this and put a Shelldock Isle in sideways. See what I can snag for later in the game. We have a Surgical that can get rid of a pesky thing. Let's get a Glimpse to help us finish the game out. Oops. Go ahead, opponent. Alright, let's play some good Magic here. Snow-covered mountain. Alright, let's get Crab down. Crab Mill. And go ahead. There's a Pillage and a Bone Crusher Giant. Alright, Bone Crusher Giant would be kind of an interesting one to have stolen. Maybe I go for it right here since they're tapped out. Let's go for it. I think Bone Crusher could really kind of mess us up. Alright, they don't have it, but we do get to mill essentially 3. We do have what they have in hand, though, so they don't have anything they're doing immediately here. We do have a Ricochet Trap, so if an opponent casts a blue spell, you may change the direction. So we'll see what they do here because they're going to have this up. This Ricochet Trap for the Glimpse. It's kind of interesting, but they have no way to interact with my Crab here, so I think we're okay. Bone Crusher Giant will leave in the yard. Do we pick up anything else? Just looks like Ricochet Traps. Lots of Koths. There's a Hazard as well. Let's hope we can get past that. Alright. Relic is in play. Land is played. Bonus Crab's excellent here. We will mill them. We will fetch. Basic here to play around Blood Moon. Mill. And I can do Maddening because it's just each opponent. It shouldn't be Ricochet trapped here, so that should be fine. Looking pretty good. We have a Pillage, probably going to kill the Shelldock here. That's my guess. Pia and Kieran's not a problem. Really, the rest of their hand's not so much a problem here. Pillages are Shelldock. Alright, that's their turn. Now they're tapped out here, so now we can hit them for mill 6. Glimpse the Unthinkable. We went past a Hazoret here. We got 5 cards to go. Looking pretty good. Not sure they can do 18 with this amount of cards. They have 2 lands and a Ricochet Trap and a Pia Kieran. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 of their cards. They might not have this other land. I think I've kept track of it though. They don't want to pop Relic. That's drawing an extra card. 1 land wins this game. 1 land to rule them all. Nice. And we were going to draw that land. Alright, that worked out well. So, now that we're a bit on the draw, wondering if I want any Set Adrifts or Echoing Truths, because they're keeping their Blood Moons in play. We did see that my opponent has Ricochet Trap, which is interesting. Glimpse the Unthinkable is target player mills. Makes me sort of want to take a Glimpse out for like a Set Adrift, or maybe even like Set Adrift and Echoing Truth. Go a little less aggressive here. Hazard's a good reason to have Bridge. Pia Kieran Alar's a sort of okay reason, although we have some things that interact. I suppose most of our interaction can be used immediately. My opponent's still not really fetching, and again, it's just the traps. Let's bring the glimpses back in. Let's go Archive Trapless and see if that punishes us. This is game 3 here against Skred Red. Playing blue-black mill. Let's go. I'm going to keep the opening hand. We have the Crypt Incursion to gain us some life. We have an orb. They do have pillages. We have one basic. Short of a fetch lands for this Watery Grave instead of actually what we've got here is looking pretty strong. Field of Ruin's not terrible. All right, crab in play. Go ahead, my friend. They shoot the crab. Nice. 2 mana, a Mind Stone. Making me think I want to play this orb first. They play a relic as well. Yes. I'm gonna get the orb down, I think. Yeah. We're not gonna do another crab. Let's do orb. Because with the orb, it's gonna start milling a lot more than just crab first. So this will be a mill for 3 initially. Get past a Bone Crusher and a Ricochet Trap. That's good. They hit their 3rd land here. As long as it's not a 4. Ooh. Chandra. Alright, I think we can beat Chandra, though. I think we could. Goes over Scred. We mill 2. Visions. Get to play a crab with a fetch land. Seems fine to me. Mill them some. We have no follow-up here, so we'll just get... Watery Grave's a little bit risky, but we have the field. I'm feeling like living on the edge here. 2 of Braids hit the bin. Good for us. A little bit frightened of this getting up to an emblem status. We'll see if that ends up being a case. We need to just mill crazy here. Find some creatures and Crypt Incursion them, right? That's all we need. Would love to get the Drown the Lock online. Opponent plays a land here, may go up because they need an emblem. Deciding to kill crab instead. Interesting. Killing crab instead. We mill 2. Fatal Push and a new crab. We hit a Glimpse. Alright. We hit a Glimpse the unthinkable. I'm going to play Watery Grave sideways and pass with a Drown in the Lock. It may not work out for us because of the relic. We'll see. We're going to see here. Ups and finds a Pia Kiran Nalar. Attempts to play Pia Kiran Nalar. Let's attempt to counter. Oh. Counter goes through. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. We hit a basic as well. That's good. Let's go ahead and attempt a Glimpse. There's Hazoret. I think we can probably safely just bridge here and pass the turn. My opponent has 1 card in their hand. The Crypt Incursion's probably not doing a lot with the relic. But I said that about the Pia Kiran Nalar as well. Up my opponent's goes and does find Koth of the Hammer. This is a win condition. To me, I think they're supposed to play Koth there. But because of the orb, it makes it difficult for them. There's a Set Adrift. Let's drift the Chandra here. We're going to do this for just 1 mana. Leaves everything else up. Doesn't matter what I delve away here. We have no way to get stuff from our graveyard. So drift this on top. Right now, it doesn't do a whole lot. But this is now my chance to go ahead and Crypt Incursion. And if they want to, they can draw with the relic. And I think we're in an okay spot. This may seem like some odd sequencing here, but my opponent's now going to have to tap 4 to put this back into play. And it's about where it was left off. They also mill an additional card here. So they're going to mill 4 here, plus if they go up. And don't do the up with mana, but do the up with Chandra's just exile for more damage. It's one less card. So they do that. We basically need one mill spell here. That's what we're playing towards. Alright, we hit nothing of that sort. Let's go ahead and pass turn in case I find myself a crab. Alright, so they mill 4. Okay. Risking a little bit if they have a Swift Spear. They go up for damage. 10 cards. Land. Come on, spell. We'll go ahead and play Aether Gust. Let's wait to see if they cast anything here. If I can get them to tap a little bit of mana by doing Chandra Aether Gusted. And the 2 is going to put me to 9, which is dangerous because of bolts, but I see 1 bolt. Alright, well, maybe we're in a bit of trouble. Alright, end step here. Let's go ahead and Aether Gust away Chandra. Okay, we mill 2, which is Surgical and Island. We hit Crab. I do have a mountain still. Or sorry, not a mountain. I still have a swamp. Let's play Ruin Crab and pass the turn. We'll interact with them if they try to shoot Crab here. I'm at 9. I guess I should have seen where they put the Chandra. They put the Chandra right back on top. There's Chandra. Exiles the top card. It's Koth of the Hammer. We go to 7. I'm going to just take my natural draw here in case it's a land. There's a Glimpse the Unthinkable. I'll go for the kill here. If it's a Ricochet trap, I can then Ruin Crab, and then the amount that's tapped should be enough. Should be enough. Popping the Crypt Incursion like we did was a little bit risky because we knew we weren't going to get any of the life gain, but I needed them to draw cards and kind of get through and recast this with a Mesmeric Orb out. I think in the end it worked out as we take down the match. It's a close one. Bonus Orb, Crab, and Drown the Lock coming. This Drown the Lock's not going to do a whole lot with this being able to potentially kill us soon. Not bad. Match 1's done. Blue-black, Turbo Mill. Getting it done. We'll see you in the next match. Match 1 in the books. Here we are, match 2. About to play some more Turbo Mill in Modern. Looking to mill out our opponents as fast as possible. Doing it with the 8 crabs, the glimpses, and the maddenings. Let's go. Opponent found. Let's play some Magic. Alright, Magic Dan is our opponent. Alright, Magic Dan. How magical are you? We have a Drown the Lock and an Orb. My opponent is a Luris deck. Well, Drown the Lock's going to be probably something that can kill a creature. I think we can go ahead and keep this, put Watery Grave in sideways within Darkslick Shores to follow up. A little bit of a slow start here, but we're Turbo Mill. Surely we'll find some interaction. Bloodstained Mire from our opponent. Blood Crypt. By interaction, I mean mill spells, by the way. And Soul Scar Mage. Watery Grave. Tapped. Go ahead, opponent. Definitely something that I can kill. The Soul Scar Mage. Don't plan to immediately. Got to get our orb down first. There's Swift Spear. And attacks for 2 points. No follow-up land here. We'll slap an orb down and pass the turn. I could kill one of these since the Drown the Lock is active. I like the idea of doing a little bit of milling and then work our way into Surgical something, Orb, or Drown the Lock. We see a lava dart here. This is pretty useless, and 2 lands have been passed over, so that's kind of nice. My gut's telling me I'm going to do just another orb here. Maybe even steal the lava dart. They wouldn't use this, would they? No way. No way. What if their hand's like 3 lava darts, though? Alright, my opponent's deciding 2 damage is worth it here. Attacks for 2. Do we have any follow-ups? Bolt? We do bolt here. Alright, so it's a reasonable amount of damage. And a mutagenic growth here. Alright, we're at 7. We mill a little bit here as well. Crab and Archive Trap. We find ourselves a Maddening. Alright, so I think this turn is probably Surgical the Lightning Bolt and see what's going on and maybe Drown the Lock one of the Swift Spear type of cards here. We don't want to take any damage, so let's do this off of just basic here. Lightning Bolt, Lightning Bolt. There's a couple more. We have an Apostle's Blessing and another Soul Scar Mage. Okay. Tough hand. Tough hand. Let's grab the screenshot of just the hand. Well, I think we'll just go with what we have here. I think it's probably still a Drown in the Lock turn on the off chance they get a spell that they want to use. If they had another land, maybe they try to Apostle's Blessing plus something else. The Drown the Lock obviously doesn't kill anything with Apostle's Blessing up and going, but they have a Swift Spear, so I'm thinking they're going to try to put Swift Spear into play, which will give me an opportunity to open up on one of these. So there it is. I can just counter this. Not a big deal. Okay. I don't know. I feel like we're just a bit too far behind here, and since I don't have Crypt Incursion main deck, it's gonna be a tough one, I think. We mill 3 here. Knowing that they have Lava Dart and Apostle's Blessing, things could get really awkward. If I fetch, we lose. Let's play Orb down and play a Polluted Delta and pass the turn. It's really a bit awkward here because our life total is getting so low. No surprise though, I believe they were on the play, right? Alright, so Orb does its thing. Mill 6. My opponent does find a land here. So this is Apostle's Blessing, Soul Scar Mage, Unknown, and a Lava Dart here. How far do they want to go? Besides Scourge is the route. One, two, three, 4. They can Lava Dart for the win, and they do so. And they do so. I don't have a Fatal Push, at least not right now. Lava Dart kills us. Pretty a-okay, if I do say so. 34 cards to go, and we had a mill for 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 here with the 2 orbs. So we just needed one more glimpse. It's a close one. Okay, close it is. Fatal Push, Aether Gust, Crypt Incursion, and Bridges in. Maybe even some Echoing Truths. My opponent fetches a lot. Archive Trap seems good. Ashiok's not as interesting for this matchup. Don't need the Snare. Probably don't want to be taking damage with Surgicals. You know what? Let's just get rid of all the Surgicals. 2 more cards. Want to Drown the Locks as interaction. Glimpse to be Turbo Mill. Orbs are interesting. They will, with some of the tempo Echoing Truce. The orbs would be interesting. I could also go without Echoing Truce and just rely on Fatal Push, Bridges, and Drown the Locks to try to stop this. My opponent showed an Apostle's Blessing. It's probably okay. Maybe I don't need these Echoing Truce. The Echoing Truce are just a tempo play. They have stuff that comes into play and gets to... I think I'm going to take one Maddening and one Glimpse out. As difficult as it is, I think the Echoing Truth for Scourge, Death Shadow, maybe even Aluris is going to be more important than milling like 8 or 10 early game. We need to find these 3 pieces to either lock behind or this 6 package to basically tempo them out. The rest goes towards our main game plan of milling our opponent. I don't want to cut too much more of that, and I don't think I have much more to bring in. Set Adrift's about the only last thing that I see. Again, more of just a tempo play. So we'll stick with Echoing Truth and see how it works out. We'll see. Let's play first. A good thing to do against an aggressive list. Okay, a couple Drowns and a Maddening here. I think we can definitely keep this. We can put Watery Grave in and then just Maddening them, and then our Drown's basically online here. So, seems good. We'll eventually get to that Visions, refuel, and win the game, right? Easy money. Easy, easy, easy. Alright, Blood Crypt off the Bloodstained Mire again here, and a Soulscar Mage. Could end up killing that. It's interesting because I could wait here. I could wait until it's appropriate. What if I just killed that right now? Let's just let it go here. Apostle's Blessing kind of messes us up here, but this is maybe for a light up the stage. Let's go ahead and hit it. Doing this at the last possible chance here. If they do Apostle's Blessing, they're having to use 1 mana to do that, and if they needed to light up the stage, then we're in good shape. There we go. Simply done there. Like it. Looks like that was my opponent's turn. Alright, let's put a Polluted Delta into play and pass. Love to do a Crab at some point. Opponent Lightning Bolts us, we're just going to take that. It's not recurring damage. I don't feel like that's necessary to drown that. Extra land here. Wooded Foothills. Fetching and Shocking in. If it's a Scourge, I will probably counter it. It's a Lava Dart. We'll let Lava Dart roll here. This is probably light up the stage. Light up the stage, I might go ahead and hit. Even though it's not creatures, digging a few more and getting to do a few more things next turn is probably not a good idea for us. Alright, this turn is chock full of just mill power. Setting ourselves up for this Visions. Maddening with a Mesmeric Orb. Not quite there because they'll be at 16 cards in the yard. But any mill spell off the top here, and we'll be looking real good. So we have a whole bunch of stuff that went to the yard. I see a Wear and Tear. I see some Blister Coil Weirds. I see some Swift Spears, Lightning Bolts, Lava Darts, just all kinds of stuff. There's a Kiln Fiend that we avoid. A lot of little creatures. Makes sense, though. Luris. Manamorphose. Red-black is probably made. Makes double red. Alright. Kiln Fiend. That is a scary card for us to see. Sacred Foundry. Shock? No shock. Okay. We orb a little bit here. Going over a Dark Slick Shores. Go over a island, polluted delta, and a ruined crab, we end up hitting a drown in the lock. Looks good. Go ahead and nail the Killing Fiend while we can. Pass the turn, my opponent will mill because of orb. It will refuel at end step with visions. I'm going to hold polluted delta, I think. Now I'll draw a land. I'll draw a land for that crab. We're going to hit crab plus something else, and we'll have those fetch lands. Opponent mills Blood Crypt, Mutagenic, and Lightning Bolt. Again, this will be end step is the idea. Manamorphose. 32 cards to go here. 31 now. Makes a Scourge 5/5. Will be a 6/6 if I need to fetch. Go ahead and Visions at end step. Looks pretty good. I don't believe my opponent's done anything with Archive Drop. Couple crabs here. We didn't draw that land that I was joking about, but that's okay. We'll do crab, crab, and prep up. Go ahead and fetch now. They only have one removal, and I can Aether Gust the removal if they play it. Just put a Watery Grave in sideways. Do a little bit of milling here. We can stop a Temur Battle Rage as well, which is nice. We'll see what we want to do here, because I have the Archive Trap. We may be just chump blocking with one crab here. Them untapping 2 puts them to 23, plus the draw is 22. We do have some Lava Darts in the yard. Let's say Mire. They might help me out here anyway. Definitely blocking. Absolutely blocking. Very little reason not to block here. They cast a Temur Battle Rage and I Aether Gust it. Now they might do this again if they try to maybe fetch here so that they don't have to worry. Putting this on top is kind of interesting because the orb gets rid of it anyway. So this fetch here has to, in my opinion, be another Temur Battle Rage. We'll see. It's got to be one right here. 2 Temur Battle Rages? I see one here, maybe not. Sounds good. End step, we'll pay this for free. Why not? 9 cards to go, and they're going to be milling 3. What do we get off the top? That mills them for some more. I think I still have a swamp. Well, perfect amount. They untap with 3 things here. Mill 3 cards, exacties in the mill world. And there you have it. All right. That was game 2, I believe. Let's go to game 3. Let's see how many Temur Battle Rages they have really quick. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. It looks like they have 3, so that's good to know. I see 1 Scourge, 2 Scourges, 3, maybe a 4th in hand. Plenty of Lava Darts. Alright, so 3 Temur Battle Rages. I could Surgical away a Temur Battle Rage. I like the idea of this Set Adrift coming back in for like the Scourge. Trying to think what we would want to take out. Maybe I take out one of the Echoing Truths. Although the Echoing Truth is still going to be pretty good as well. Let's take out 1 orb. I'm on the draw. Being on the draw, the orb comes down by turn 2 and they're attacking turn 3. They might have 2 or 3 big creatures out by then, and I don't want to be... The orb is nice, but the long-term value of it is going to be not as potent because I won't be able to interact with my opponent after the turn they've deployed some stuff. So just a little switch there. Nothing too crazy. We'll keep this. The Archive Trap is more than likely going to be good here. I might go ahead and just lead with Crab with the idea that I get to Maddening right after. So there you go. Archive Trap, pretty easy. Usually good against Death Shadow strategies. Fetching and Shocking here off the Wooded Foothills for Blood Crypt. And we immediately lead off with a Blister Coil Weird. We'll blast them for 13 here. There's a Set Adrift. Not there yet. Not there yet. I'm going to go for this Crab right here. I think the genuine value of this Crab is so much higher if I get to keep this and go next turn. And it makes it look like I might block anyway. I'm not going to, which may make them point everything upstairs. And that might be super good for us. Polluted Delta and Maddening will then allow me to probably Visions the following turn with a Set Adrift at that point, because I think I'll have enough cards in the yard. We'll see. It'll be close. This is 6 mana. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this will be the 6th one as well. So we should get there. Opponent hits us. See if they want to light the stage. Blood Crypt number 2 shocks it in. And Kiln Fiends. Alright, Kiln Fiends a bit of a problem. Let's see here. Polluted Delta here, mill them. Polluted Delta. More blue at the moment. Mill them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Basically, I need to be able to block this. I think it's just Maddening here. Even though I'd like to do the Visions, I didn't fetch a basic Swamp, so let's Maddening them. Intention is to block Kiln Fiend here with Hedron Crab. Unless I think I'm going to be safe. They might just shoot Hedron Crab here and try to get in with all their spells. We have 23 to go here. I'm really hopeful. Lightning bolts me. Alright. What do we got? Like Apostles Blessing? Then the lava darts that are in the yard? Uh-oh. We have 2 lava darts in the yard. This Kiln Fiend might just kill us. I had no way to Set Adrift this past turn because I didn't have enough cards in the yard. I could have milled myself. Milling myself and then being able to put this on top might have been important. Light up the stage here, Bolt and Mutagenic Growth. It's pretty easy. Bolt, Crab, and Mutagenic Growth this, and then they got us. So maybe the last turn, Hedron Crab ourselves, so we can Set Adrift the Kiln Fiend so we don't die to the Blister Coil Weird. I would then have a draw 3, pretty much in the clear. Or close to it. Because I can Maddening and Visions. Ah, well. Tight and close game here. They're killing us on turn 3. So we just needed to maybe interact with them a little bit more there. The Kiln Fiend is the big killer here. Although a 7/7 Blister Coil Weird's pretty decent. Let's assume that I did some of the Set Adrift tactics here. We would have probably been at about half of our life total. We would have been able to play a land, fetch, and then Visions probably. Let's assume that it didn't shuffle though. I was going to hit a Maddening and Visions. Plus the potential draw here. That Fatal Push might have been the game changer, but we weren't going to hit it here. If I would have done something with Set Adrift and Visions that last time, 1, they wouldn't have 20 cards, and 2, the Set Adrift would have just stopped this for a singleton turn. Almost better to be able to Set Adrift after fetching and then Maddening away the threat. But you don't know. You don't know. Turn 3 kill from our opponents. Really well played. There you go. 1-1 with blue-black Turbo Mill. Let's go to match number 3. A 1-1 start here. Opponent immediately found. Let's jump into match 3. We're doing it. We're milling people out. Sometimes they're just a little bit too fast. Here we go. Let's see what we're on. Opening hand, match 3. Turbo, blue-black mill. Double crab, double Ashiok, double maddening. Double, double, double. I do take a draw. A land goes crazy here. I haven't ever learned anything on any of my streams, so we're going to go ahead and keep this. I've got 2 draws to hit a land. We have a Radiant Fountain. The Ashiok's looking exceptionally good now. Amulet. Uh-oh. I hit a crab. So we got crab number 1. Man, if I hit another land, though, whew, crabs for days. Cavern of Souls for my opponent, naming Dryad. We don't hit, so I play crab and pass turn. Do need another land. We're going to get to triple crab, though. It's going to be a lot when I get to do that. Wooded Foothills. Stomping Ground. Amulet Trigger. Dryad. Any other lands? Hanaware, and that's it. We hit another Mesmeric Orb, pass the turn. Well, I have lots of crabs here, but we didn't hit our second land. That's not good. Though if we would have, and if it was a fetch land. 18 plus 8, 26. Hit one more and win the game. Could have been our victory. Could have been. Alright, we're getting the bounce land, the tap land, the Simic Growth Chamber doing its thing here. Gonna put down probably Primeval Titan here. Primeval Titan can go get 2 cards. It's gonna be Valakut plus something else. They're gonna haste with the Hanaware. Hanaware? The battlements. 2 Valakuts, shoot, and shoot me 1. Haste up, attack, get another 2 things, 6 damage. My opponent's got us. They just got to do the math here. Boots up Primeval Titan. Shoots me with everything. Because why not? Attacks with Primeval Titan. They won't even need the Primeval Titan here. The Dryad plus the Primeval Titan, the Valakuts should be enough. Vesuva to copy and a Simic Growth Chamber do a lot more. It's pretty good turn 4. Pretty good turn 4. We're pretty well suited here also for this opponent. I'll probably bring in the bridges as just an alternate instead of archive traps. And this Crypt Incursion can probably sit in here somewhere. Aether Gust as well. So I'm thinking archive traps out and then maybe like the trap snare. Bridge prevents them attacking. Crypt Incursion for gaining life. Aether Gust to tempo them out. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. We kept that sweet one-lander. That sweet one-lander, we never learn anything. Oh, the comments. The comments. Fluffy, why are you doing that? Stop keeping one-landers. You know you all do it too. We just like to live on the edge. It's like fun. You just sit there. Woo! There goes a boat. Let's play first. Did I learn anything? Absolutely. Mulligan, the one-lander. Who would keep a one-lander? Look, there's another one-lander. Alright, we got past our 2 one-landers here. I'm going to keep... We're going to get rid of a field. I want to keep the bridge. Kind of want to keep the surgical. Thinks the unglimpsable. Glimpse the unthinkable here. I guess I'm getting rid of drown and a field here. And hoping for the best. Hoping for the best. Glimpse them and try to hit something with his surgical. That's the idea. That's the idea. Here we go. The big one. Come on, glimpse. Kozilek. Well, I kind of have to hit that. So, nail it. Get out of here, Kozilek. Alright, does my opponent have anything else that's nasty like that? We have a Euro here. We have Prime Times, a Zeus's, Dryads, Summoner's Packs. The hand is a bunch of lands and a Primeval Titan we'll hopefully get to. Do they have any way to get rid of my bridge? Arbor, Azusa, Bajuka, Castle, Dryad, Explorer, Fields, Ghost Quarters, Turfs, Prime Time, Summoner's Packs. The answer is no. But they could Dryad Valakut me. So that is their win condition. Cool. That will be their win condition. Shuffle happens. Go ahead, opponent. What do we got? Amulet here. We're going to Amulet. There's another land. Explore. New land, which is Breeding Pool. Amulet. So they have Primeval Titan next turn. Lucky for me, I have Bridge to protect myself from this. They have Gruul Turf, Primeval Titan, 2 unknown cards. I can do with the Palace in the Skies in the future. I'm going to go ahead and fetch and probably just play an island here. Just because my life total is going to matter against Dryad Titan combo. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tribe Scout plays Valakut. Alright, so they have Primetime, Gruul Turf, 2 unknowns. It's an easy Primeval Titan here. Simic Growth Chamber is the other card. So Simic Growth Chamber bounces probably Simic Growth Chamber here. Bounces basic. Primeval Titan. So Gruul Turf, Simic, Gruul Turf, Snow, Forest, some unknowns. There's a Teleria West. They're going to go get that Dryad here soon. Floats the 3 mana. Can go get Dryad now. So now we have to actually have a way to kill Valakut or to kill the Dryad. That is kind of our only outs now. When it gets a Summoner's Pact. I guess I could mill over a Dryad and hit exactly Surgical right here. That is one of my very few outs. Put Crab down. I could also mill over enough lands, possibly. Go ahead. There's a pair of Summoner Packs and a Simic Growth Chamber. With the Bounce Lamps and Secure a Tribe Scout here, though, I don't feel too confident in where we're at. Summoner Pact here to go get a Dryad. Pays for Summoner Pact off the 2 Simic Growth Chambers. Maybe they'll forget to pay. Dryad. Plays Gruul Turf. That works. So this is 3, Gruul Turf, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage they can do to me. Looks like it. Looks like it. So I need a Field of Ruin, a Drown in the Lock. I can take a Fatal Push. All right. Let's go ahead and return the land. So I get to play it again. Crab. If I hit enough of these Dryads, we could get there. And let's go ahead and kill Dryad. Tribe Scout can activate one more time here. I could have maybe at the end step done it in response, but if they go, well, I'm just going to untap and wait for the extra Tribe Scout to show up here, it's not a good state. They actually shoot the Valakut at the Ruin Crab because it's a win condition for us. We get rid of the Dryad here, and we've actually gone over some of the Summoners packs. They have 1 Summoner pack and 3 Dryads to hit. We just need to dodge those somehow. 4 mana. Cast a Turn Timber, looking for a Dryad. Hits Dryad. And now they can kill me with the Gruul Turf, the extra land drop here, and the 2 Tribe Scouts. Where's my Blood Moons? Where are my Blood Moons? We do kind of get lost there in game number 1 here. But game number 2, our opponent definitely has what it takes to get us. Didn't get to Surgical the Dryad away. I ended up having to Surgical away the Kozilek, which actually is a pretty good card to be playing since they can generate so much mana. All that being said, there you go. Amulet takes us down almost like a turbo combo Amulet versus some of the Elvish Reclaimer Amulet decks that we have out there. There you go. 1-2. Let's see if we can pull this one back. We've got to, for Mill's sake, right? Match 4 coming up next. Match 4. We go 2-1. 1-2, 0-2. Now it's time for a 2-0, and then a wild card match, right? That's how it works out. Playing Turbo Mill here, not as much interaction, and is it punishing us? It's tough to say, because sometimes those fatal pushes wouldn't have mattered, and in the one match that it did, we got there. So, or did we? Which match was that? Do you remember? Let's go. Next one, match 4. Let's find an opponent. Let's play some Magic. Mill in Modern. Alright, opponent has been found. Pretty quick, pretty easy here. Let's see what we're playing against. Let's play first. Let's not skip any crazy turns here. Let's go. A Gigantha, huh? A Gigantha. Alright. We have a fan, it looks like. Alright, Gigantha can usually mean a Niv list or Tron. I'm really hopeful that this Glimpse the Unthinkable can really mess them up. Ooh, I wanted that Surgical. Let's go ahead and put the Surgical underneath it. We've got a ways to go before we can do that. But with Watery Grave here, Glimpse the Unthinkable, and then a Drown, maybe we can do some... Ooh, Windswept Teeth. What are we doing over there, opponent? What are we doing? Alright, let's Glimpse for the most value here. See what our opponent is doing here. They have Windswept Teeth. Fetching a Triome. We mill for a whole bunch. It's an Omnath, Euro, Decklist. Ren and 6 here. Alright. Well, this will be interesting. They pick up a land. It's a breeding pool that they pick up. Ooh, Archive Trap is very tempting. Very tempting. Probably it's an okay turn to go ahead and just put Orb down, and then we'll have like Drown or Maddening up. So to me, simple Orb. I think I can do Polluted Delta and pass. We can even probably just take a natural, ooh, Saheeli Rai. Just a natural draw instead of using Polluted Delta. All right, we have Cat combo. Windswept Teeth. Maybe my opponent will be fetching. Breeding Pool. Hero? Fairy. Bouncing Orb. Okay. Well, let's just fetch instead. Alright, so we've got some maddenings here. We have an archive trap. We have an extra orb that we could be playing. We have Saheeli Cat combo. I've got 37 cards to get through. Drown the Lock is basically useless at this point. I'm tempted to make them fetch here with the Raging to kind of not mess up their mana necessarily. It's probably one of the few times I can do this. I'll get another land here, which will be blue, it looks like. And I think we could just replay the orb down and follow this up with some other fun things. Let's go ahead and attempt Archive Trap now. We hit. I feel like Orb is just smarter here because they'll mill a few and then they're playing a card probably. And from here, then I can next turn Maddening. They're either tapping to prevent me from playing my card or they're doing something else. And I think I just have a good shot at just nailing them for a good 16 and asking them to beat me with about 4 or 5 cards in their hand. Combo can do that, but sometimes they're going to need something else to go along with it. Combo is several cards, so we'll see what this card is. And if this is Cat, Flicker to Fairy in the Orb, I can Drown the Lock this Guardian away. They flicker a green source instead. This is Arbor Grazer. I think we win. So I have to Drown the Lock the Felidar Guardian. And then they have 20 or less. I could do this and get rid of the cat. The cat's probably the most dangerous thing. Oh, I can't because Teferi. We won't talk about Teferi over there. We won't talk about Teferi over there. We're okay, right? Oath of Nissa. Uh-oh. I think we still have this. There's an Omnath. No red mana. I really do think we have this because my opponent won't be playing really any counters. So I just double maddening them here. I wonder how useful Archive Trap is going to be. It's easily all 4 in, but I'm wondering how impactful, I guess, is more the question. So we have a Felidar Guardian here. We're going to flicker Oath of Nissa. They're looking for Saheeli here to combo kill me. They do have the Saheeli, so we die next turn. So they're sitting there with 12 cards in their library going, are we good? And the answer is no. Hallowed Fountain played. 12 cards remaining. 0-3, 1-4. We mill a little bit. We maddening them. Whoop. And we maddening them. Whew. Alright. As long as they don't have something that filters the whole library back into the whole graveyard back into the library. Alright, we get there. So, cat combo. Mystical Dispute. Set Adrift could be important. Bridge could be important. Echoing Truth could be important. They do search a lot. Ashiok's probably okay. We can get rid of the snare. Probably want to get rid of one surgical. They do tap quite a bit, so orb's safe. We need the Drown the Locks for interaction. It's hard to make cuts here, but I think it's going to be 1 to 2 glimpses. Maybe 1 orb. Bring some of this stuff in. It'd be funny to actually Echoing Truth their combo. My opponent really doesn't like this deck, and then they're like, but because it's you. Let's go 1 Maddening out. I kind of want this Surgical back in just to steal combo pieces. Let's go 1 Drown as well out. These may not be the right places to cut, and maybe I feel like I'm holding Ashiok maybe too high in priority here. Turn 3 Ashiok, and if they have mainly fetches, it's a problem. For them, not me. Alright, we'll keep this opening hand. This is pretty good. Orb, crabs, get it done. Get it done, right? Could be our 2-0 we were talking about. Fetches now for some reason. Not entirely sure why they're fetching now. Try them. Okay, getting that F6 value. We'll put crab into play and pass turn. Nothing really for me to do here. We'll just go ahead and pass our turn. Planning to crab and double down here on our lands. Definitely now that I have a fetch land. Ruin crab here. Fetch land. Nail him for a little bit. Let's go ahead and save the target and always yield. If they tap out here, we'll go for one of these pieces here. I see Veil, I see Felidar, I see Saheeli. I need them to tap out for me to go after one of these. And if they play a Saheeli Rai, that's not the end of the world. I can get it with a get the Felidar out of here. We'll see what they have at 3 mana. So it's Teferi. In response to Teferi, let's go ahead and get... I could probably safely fetch Shock here. Mill, and then probably from this point forward, the Guardian's the scariest thing because it flickers and does weird things with Teferi. So let's go ahead and nail the Guardian. It's also the hardest thing for me to interact with once the combo's going. Let's steal them all away. Whew, you see this Fiery Justice in here? That stuck out. Do we have anything else I care? Dove and Veto, interesting. Cleansing's alright. We have Small Teferi. Each player draws 2 cards. Interesting. Vision Schemes. Omnath and Euro is basically our next threats. Alright, we can deal with those. I didn't really look at the hand, because who needs to look at the hand? We got this. See if they bounce Crab or not. They do! Goodbye, Crab. Play Crab back down here. Play a land. Mill. Oh, I didn't see the guy's blessing. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot! It'll be fine. We got this. We just need to hit another surgical. I didn't see the guy's blessing. Oh, no! We'll make it work. Don't worry. We can do this. We just got to mill for like 80 cards. We're turbo mill. Prep your engines, ladies and gentlemen. Green, white here. Plays a Tireless Tracker. Do we have a land to follow this up? I'm sure we do. Windswept Teeth is a good land. Good land. Clue. Fetching. Temple Garden. Shocks it in. Clue. Up with Teferi. Orb triggers. Let's Shell Dock here. Let's go ahead and mill them for some. See what we can put under Shell Dock here. Happy to put a Surgical. Okay. I think I'm going to let them untap here and then go to my turn again and try to have glimpse, visions, potentially getting to the surgical here. I didn't see any Euros, so I don't feel worried about getting to that. My opponent paths us. We'll gladly go take a blue source and mill them a little bit more. All right, 39 cards. Didn't hit Gaia's. That's good for us. No fear of the combo just yet. Teferi goes up here. Kind of wanting my Ravenous traps now. Seeing the guys, because the Ravenous trap takes care of the entire graveyard. With Teferi out, it wouldn't really matter. Unfortunately, I don't get to use visions now because of Teferi. How big can this be? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? I'll take 50% of my life total. I'll take a good 50% of my life total here. No worries. That'll help us mill them out, right? They don't even get to crack all these. I guess I should just F6 here. Because of Teferi, I'm just... hanging out. Watch them accidentally draw, guys. That'd be funny. Alright, there's a Drown the Lock. Things just got really interesting for us. So... Actually, how do I surgical with the Teferi? That's just not possible, right? I'm gonna need that Ashiok, aren't I? Alright, let's start with visions. I actually need Ashiok. Right? That's how that works? Ugh. Fetch lands are cool. I guess I could kill this. Let's do a little bit of fetching here. Planning to kill the Tireless Tracker. I wonder if they drew the guys. It'd be kind of funny if they did. Are they going to protect this with Veil? They do. Alright. Protected. We'll just pass turn since the Glimpse don't make any sense now because they're hex-proofed. Go ahead, opponent. Mill 4. 20 cards. I'm going to have to go for these Glimpses if I don't get, like, the Ashiok here. It's very interesting. Plays another land. So we have 4 clues there. I'm at 12. Fetches. Kind of wish I had a Jace Phantasm. This produced red. They make red with their fetch land. Probably one of the few cards they can hit. Ups with Teferi one more time. What is this? 4. Do I have to block now? I suppose I should block because I'm just going to double glimpse them anyway, hoping that they drew the card. There's a Wrenn in 6. Who knows? Maybe they did. Unlikely, but maybe they did. Returns a card. Echoing Truth is super interesting here. I can Echoing Truth to Fairy. If I Echoing Truth to Fairy here, I can Glimpse, Echoing. I can't do a Shelldock kill with a Surgical. I suppose I just glimpse, hope that the card's not there. Try to Echoing Truth this as a, well, I messed up. There's Glimpse. Where's that guy is? Oh, we're countering. Dovin Veto. They did draw it. They did draw it. They wouldn't be countering that if they didn't have it in hand. Another Glimpse here. We're definitely going to Echoing Truth this. 1, 2, 3, 4 mill. Put our land into play. Go ahead. Mill's 4. Draws and then mills 3 by casting. Man, I think they have it in hand. They wouldn't Dovin veto there. There's no way, right? They just let it all happen. They have Teferi. They can always prevent a surgical with the trigger. Ooh. Ooh. We are very interested now in this game. That or they're baiting us. They got the lines. They're going to draw a card. They cast Gaia's Blessing. But it's in the yard. They did have it in hand. Oh no! There's 3 mana. And I've already gotten rid of Felidar and I'm at 12. Oh, that one time when they cracked the clue token. Ooh, it's Omnath. Mesmeric Orb makes them mill some. Maybe looking for a way to counter Mesmeric Orb with the idea that they can bounce with Teferi. Ooh, accidentally draws the card. Looks like we get it here. And we do. And we do. Whether that was drawn off the clue or not, feels like it might have because they kind of drew it and immediately stopped. Panic set in, perhaps. Maybe not. Maybe it was just a lucky draw. But we get there, around Teferi, not being able to use things at instant speed. We're going to draw some crabs, visions, archive traps. There's a surgical. But unless we could get rid of Teferi, wasn't going to happen. Close one, though. But that was our 2-0. We're 2-2. We'll see you in the next one. Match 5 right here. Coming up. Playing some Turbo Mill. Less interactive. More Mill in Modern. Close one on the second, or the last... Yeah, second game, last match. 2-2. Let's get a winning record here. Turbo Mill. Let's go for that 3-2. Modern. Let's find our opponent. Oh, opponent. Hello. Where you at? There you are. Do we think we're going to win this? Hit like if you think we are. Hit subscribe if you really think you are. Garfield. Oops. We'll keep this hand. We're going to lean heavily on the Mesmeric Orb and some interaction. The one thing we're not supposed to be doing. Opponent mulls 2 6 cards. Here we go. Final match of the league. And hey, maybe Ashiok will be important here. Let's go. Steam Vents for opponent, shocks it in, and immediately with the Serum Visions. This could be very bad. This could be Storm. Let's find out. Scries both to the top here. Watery Grave in untapped. Sorry, tapped. Tapped, untapped. Sideways. Steam Vents, sideways for them. We'll go ahead and try for an orb here. We've got our Surgical Extraction, so if it is Storm, we're in good shape. An Opt. These are all Storm-like cards. Mill. Stop on the draw step just in case. There's a Baral. Oh my gosh, I hit the 2. I hit Baral and Goblin Electromancer. I'm going to go for one of these. I'm going to stop a Baral. They always have the Baral, right? They always have the Baral. No, the Electromancer. Alright, gifts, Electromancer, some remans, all the good stuff. All the good stuff. It's going to be a tough one. Gonna be a tough one. I picked the wrong creature. If I would have hit that Electromancer, ooh, plays their Shivan Reef. I don't know what I'm going to do about this Electromancer. The only thing I can think of is I've got a whole Drown the Lock open, but my opponent could use that Remand as well. There's the Electromancer. We mill 2. So unfortunately for me, I'd love to get Ashiok down, but I know my opponent has this whole Remand and then Rituals and Gifts Ungiven this next turn. Let's go ahead and just put the Darkslick Shores into play and pass. Theory behind this is at least I can Drown the Lock once instead of just Ashiok Remand and they just go off. I almost want them to do this here, but they're gonna Desperate Ritual. Oop, Steam Vents, alright. Plenty of mana. There's a Desperate Ritual. I've got to hit like some key card here at some point. Kind of to empty the mana base as best as I can. There's a Gifts. Let's try to Visions here to scare them. That's not scary. Let's hit the next card. The Gifts is good. It's an easy Remand and then they can select what they want. Where here, in this opportunity, I might be able to Drown the Lock them if they get something different. What if they tap in such a way they don't have the blue mana up? I'll give them all the mana. Maybe they'll tap these and accidentally not have blue for a moment. Seems unlikely. Double Ritual there. They have Remand. Past in Flames. I'm going to go as long as I can here. I'm trying to stop probably the next Gifts here. They have the Manamorphose in the yard. I know I'm waiting a long time on this, but I don't think at any point am I really going to have a chance. I need them to kind of slip up with how they use their mana here. And if they could slip up just briefly for me, like using the blue here. Manamorphose should make double blue. And they do. Yeah, we're just not hitting a point where it makes too much sense here. Rituals. That was out of hand. We have Remand and an unknown card. Like if they use Serum Visions and maybe opt here, like I could get lucky. I don't know. I'll just Drown the Lock now. At some point I could have killed the Electromancer too. Now that I'm like staring at everything I've done, I could have had the, oh my gosh. But at the same time, not really, because then they Remand and just go off. So, you know. We have 15 cards played here. They did cast that Remand. I'm not sure I had the answer here. Not with them having the protection and picking wrong on the creatures. If I would have hit Goblin Electromancer other than Baral, would have been in top shape there. I think we can concede. Yeah. Empty and Grape Shot. It's nifty. Getting a little bit of both there. A little bit of both. Alright, Storm. What are we going to do about you? Aether Gust's okay. Fatal Push is okay. Ravenous Trap is a bit interesting. Dispute's okay. Echoing and Rav Trap, maybe a pair. My opponent's not searching too much, so Archive Trap can be replaced with some of the Ravenous Traps. Ashiok's okay. And then just Power Mill them out with the Surgicals. Let's get rid of this trap. Let's see here. What do I want? Mystical Dispute. Fatal Pushes. Probably an Aether Gust. Start there. Do I want these? I'm on the play. Got the Drown the Locks, Surgicals. Now I have Fatal Pushes. I've got 2 Ashioks. Seems risky. Let's go for it. Risky is good. Risky is good. All right, go ahead. Make my day. Let's try to beat Storm. Final raid boss here. Let's play first. I mean, does it get any better? We put Crab down. We're going to prep our Surgical here. We're going to nail them for tons and tons and tons. It feels good. Here's the pathway. They tap out here. This is pretty easily Glimpse, Surgical, and Crab triggers here, I think. Here we go. Here we go. Mill, mill, mill. There's the gifts. Can nail the gifts. All right, what do we have here? Some Barals. There's an empty. There's a gifts. Ungiven. Probably can wait a turn here. There's nothing that like immediately jumps out at me. Being able to fatal push their creature here wouldn't be bad. Tap land. Get some more mill action here is probably not bad either. Nice. We get to Crab and double mill them. Oh yeah. Ooh, Mystical Disputes. Okay. Worthwhile there. Mill a little bit more. Still not seeing anything I want to like immediately grab here. There's an opt. I kind of want to get a win condition more than anything. Bolts my Crab. Well, that does something. Interacting, our opponent is. They are interacting. Land. Still gonna pass here. 4th land for our opponent. Are they trying to get something that will protect what they're doing? There's a field. I like the field here. Field away one of the blue and red sources. Make mana a little bit difficult for them. Probably not too difficult. Just a little bit, though. This is going to be my turn to grab whatever. I can put something in the yard here. And the idea is that I see an empty. I'm hoping to put Past in Flames in the yard. I'll have 3 mana open. I can pay for like a Spell Pierce here. So the idea here is just let them have... What do we see? Past in Flames, empty, and Grape Shot would be rough to see here. I do think this is going to be good. So there's Past in Flames. So they have a Mystical Dispute, Manamorphose, Past in Flames, and Pieces. I'm going to get rid of Pieces and Past in Flames. We get our land. And I think I can safely now surgical. We'll surgical the past in flames away. I'm actually going to do this off of my life total. Don't think it'll matter too much. Alright, so how is my opponent killing us? We have Desperate, Mana, Mystic, Pyretic, Remand. We have an Aria of Flame, bunch of Empty the Warrens still, Grape Shots. So my opponent's got lots of ways to kill us. We just need to mill out the rest of what they're doing. It's gonna be tough though. A couple counter spells. Alright, let's go. A couple redraws with those Manamorphoses as well. Luckily I have enough mana that I probably can get past both Dispute and Remand. Ooh, they top decked Aria of Flame. Oh, opponent. Don't do that to me. Alright, I'm at 27. We're gonna Desperate and Pyretic here? No, they're not. Ooh, Surgical. Oh, Surgical. I can nail the mana. No, I can't. There is no Manamorphose. Remand or Mystical Dispute is what I could get. I could nail this Empty the Warrens. Then they just have Grape Shot. Pyretic and Desperate. There's a Desperate in the yard. There's a Remand. Remand with Grape Shot could be really painful. Gonna hold on to the Polluted Delta. Let's steal a Remand. Maybe, maybe I should just get this Empty out of the way. They draw into an Empty. We're in kind of a problem. we're in deep trouble. Remand Grape Shot's gonna be rough too. I'm gonna get rid of the Empty the Warrens. They had a few more of those. I think they had 3 in their list. So now we have Desperates, Flame Slashes, Grape Shots, Lightning Bolts, Pyretics. We have more Pyretics right now. Alright. Go ahead, opponent. Do your worst. Do your worst, Storm. We'll have 6 through here, and we'll commentate what's played. Pyretic Ritual, Aria of Flame, trigger number 1. This is going to be rough. Gonna be rough. We're at 27 going to 26. So Pyretic out of hand. We do know about Desperate Rituals and Manamorphose. We use a Manamorphose here. No activation on Aria. No, Aria does work. Desperate Ritual to follow up there. Manamorphose. We're at 17, dying slowly. Steam Vents, that was one of their draws. We have Dispute, Remand, and 2 unknowns. New Manamorphose. If I had Extirpate, we would have been able to get the Manamorphose, but that's not something I have in my sideboard or in the main deck. Dispute, Remand, 2 unknowns still. What else? Opponent, what else? Just Grape Shot me. Baral has been played. We're going to turn off our auto yields here because I could Fatal Push. Fatal Pushing also is a bit of a problem because we know the last 2 cards are counter spells. Yeah, Fatal Push kills me now. Actually, they just Remand here. Remand kills me. The Remand off the Lightning Bolt. So if I would have taken the Remand here, they still would have been able to Lightning Bolt and then also Mystical Dispute their own Lightning Bolt for exacts. There you have it, though. Storm takes us down 2-3 with Turbo Mill. We'll see you in the conclusion. 2-3 overall with Turbo Mill, or at least a mill list that just kind of goes excessive on the mill spells versus having a little bit of interaction. And what was our downfall? In many cases, it was a lack of interaction. Many of those lists, what we weren't able to do was pick apart them just enough. We did keep one or two sketchier hands, and that was probably punishing us as well, but sometimes it would have been nice to just hit what we needed to. Always remember to mulligan hands that are questionable. At this point, we probably should, throughout the rest of November and into December, not play one-landers. List is pretty sweet, though. I did have the idea of adding Jace Vryn's Prodigy at some point and using that to replay spells from our graveyard, but that just didn't come into play here. I thought I'd go ahead and toss in another Trapmaker Snare. The list is interesting because if you don't need the Ravenous Trap, it becomes a dead card for the most part in your sideboard. I do like, personally, Lurrus a little bit more based on what we saw. A lot of our crabs were dying. Being able to play Lurrus and this rebuy one of your crabs, maybe rebuy a second one, feels like a very strong strategy. You can throw Ashiok or some other strategy of removing graveyard back to the sideboard, and you open a few slots up main deck for that. Turbo Mill, though, I'm sure there's multiple versions. Leave a comment with some of your mill variety, and if I do, I might look at those, and that could be the next mill list. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, follow for more mill content, but also more Red Prison and some of our mid-range lists we've been playing. And as always, take care, and we'll see you in the next matches.